Hello everyone, welcome to what I'm going to call episode 1 of the Mercedes restoration. In this episode we're going to be concentrating on stripping out the interior. As you can see, I've already took the passenger seat out. Because we've got to replace so much of the cab, obviously the whole front end's got to come off, and there's some rot to the bulkhead and inner wings on both sides. So all the carpet, sound deadening, insulation, etc. is going to come out from inside the cab. I'm going to take the dashboard out as well. Let's see what other horrors we might find. But I've already done a little bit and it doesn't look so bad, so we'll get into it, show you what the crack is. Sorry about the rain noise. I just wanted to show how the seats were mounted in this. Anyone who's ever worked on an old van, truck, motorhome sort of thing like this knows that some of the bodges that you see that I guess the old boys used to do are some of them are scary. This one's probably a little bit like that. Try and flip the camera around and show you, because the seats are on a rotating base, which I thought, yeah, that's cool, until I got into it. So here's the latch to rotate the seat. That releases it. I can't do it with one hand, but release that latch, you can spin the seat. They're hinged, so you can get it to get some light on there, on door hinges that are wood screwed into the seat box, which is nice. And yeah, let's flip it forward. So you got two thick metal plates. You see the bottom one's hinged, but yeah, it's just that one M12 bolt holding the seat on. You just see the top of it there. You can sort of make out the disc in the middle. All that is this piece of MDF. It's very well done. 5 ball bearings in it, and that's just sandwiched between those two plates and rotates with the bolt. As I say, it's been well done. It's just not for me. So obviously they're going. I'll probably look at some of them universal captain's chairs mounts, but things might change. I don't think I'm going to have much of a seating area behind the seats as such, so they might just be fixed in place and hinged to access the batteries. We'll see. I'm going to carry on stripping out this side, so here we go. Getting into ripping out the sound deadening, I thought if anyone's interested, never done it, or you know, what's the how I'm doing it. So like, there's an insulation layer on top of what is essentially the glue, the underneath. I've found with this, it's easier to scrape away the top, so just literally popping off the foam there, because when you get the heat gun on that, it smokes and it lets off some fumes, and it's not nice. There's other ways of doing sound deadening. You see people using like compressed gas to freeze it, and then use an air hammer to knock it all off, which looks brilliant, but I don't have any of that, so I'm just using a heat gun. When I get to the point of taking off the glue underneath, I'll quickly show you just how easy that can be if you just take your time with it, and satisfying as well. So yeah, I'll carry on with this, and then when I get to that bit, I'll do another little talky bit. Okay, sound deadening glue. I've not warmed any of it up yet. Hopefully this isn't where I was saying. This is really easy, and then it goes really bad. Bit of heat on it, just a scraper, and just glide along. That's what should happen. Some of these little bits of foam that are still on probably will burn and smoke a bit, so trying to get as much of that off and out of the way as you can. Get rid of some of that stuff, and then yeah, apply heat. You want to get a bit of heat in the first bit to get it going, but then as you work along, the heat will transfer through, and it's easy. So, get plugged in. And that's pretty much it, easy as that. Obviously I carry on, do all the rest, and yeah, get time lapse going. That's it, all the sound deadening is out. The reason for the sound deadening coming out is because of this. I've got to repair where it's rotted in the seams. See if I can get in here with my phone to show you. So yeah, it's quite badly gone, but nothing I wasn't expecting to find. And obviously wanted to check that there's nothing else major going on. Now, where the batteries were, it's a bit flaky in places, and looking at what sort of mess was left over, this is basically because the batteries have been leaking. Or, well, not so much the ones that were in it now, but sometime in the past the batteries have leaked. Just run round to the driver's side and show you the driver's side's quite a bit worse. So yeah, you can see it's all sort of flaking quite bad, and it's soft in places, but it's not a problem. It's not completely rotted out. I'll just show you this again while we're over here. So yeah, there's some holes to deal with. Yeah, fortunately GoPro's died, so I'm going to try and do a time lapse of the next job, which is take the dash out, because the screen's going to come out to get the scuttle panel out when we're sorting out the whole front end. So we'll do that now. Hit a minor stumbling block. It's not really, but I've left a bit of it in the time lapse just for if you want to have a laugh. Me trying to wrestle this off. So steering wheels can be a nightmare to remove. Sometimes the wheel go with a pull and a bit of a hit with a hammer. Sometimes you do need a puller, but I haven't got a puller, and this doesn't want to budge. So, using those 2 threaded holes in there, plan is I'm going to make up a little bit of box section, a couple of holes in it, some bolts, thread the bolts into the holes, and hopefully it will pull it off. If not, I'm going to have to try and make something more substantial or find a proper tool. But I don't think it will come to that. I think we'll get it off. So, measure it up, centre of the holes, if we can get in. Reckon about there. And I don't know if we're able to see that, but focus. Where's the lens at? Well, it's around 47mm anyway. So, I think cut a piece of box section about 60mm, and then have some 47mm hole sensors. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make use of the bits that I'm cutting out anyway. This was what was tied into the back of the seat box to build this frame, which it turns out was used as a seat, and it had 3-point belts in it. Bit sketchy if you ask me. They're going. So yeah, we'll cut this bit out and then drill some holes in it. So that's the bit that we've cut. Fits in there. So we'll put 2 holes in, one here, to pick up the threads. Want some bolts in, pull it off. Here we go then. I got my hole sensors a little bit wrong, so I've had to just make it a slotted hole. Hopefully it'll be alright. Big washer on there, spread the load a bit. And then the idea is just to slowly wind it in either side until it pops. Let's get the steering back on. Yep. So a bit of tension on this side. Just keep moving it about. And that's it. Pop. Just like that. Bit of me didn't think that was going to work. Bit rough. And carry on stripping the dash out. Just wanted to show, I think I might have left a bit on the time lapse of me struggling to get this out. It seems obvious now I've done it, but I did have to call on the Facebook Mercedes T1 appreciation group for help, because I just really didn't want to break this switch. I'll show you the back of it. So that's the back of it, just a load of terminals and not a lot really going on. Yeah, I just couldn't work out how to get it, and as I say, it seems pretty obvious now. It just felt like it was really going to break. So essentially, I've already done it so it's loose. You just pull out the switch. There's a big old nut in there, and that's it. Remove it. So yeah, this is pretty much dash out. It's not a bad job. It's 4 bolts along the bottom, undo some vents and undo the wiring. I'll show you the wiring. Because it's old, everything's pretty much on the same plug. So all I've done is just marked on the top of them what they are, to make sure that when they do go back in, then know where everything goes. Don't get them all mixed up. And that's pretty much it for stripping out the inside. Obviously the next job is going to be taking the front end off. Just a quick refresher as to why I'm taking the front end off. As I say, these are an issue. There's a new scuttle panel to be put in when I get one, and some repairs behind as well. The front panel's not too sad, but you know, it's just get this out of the way. It's pretty bad here. So the plan is replace all that's bad, which is pretty much the whole front end. So when I've sorted the panels for that and they come, we will start cutting it about. I mentioned earlier the Mercedes T1 appreciation group. I will put them in, I'll put a link to the group in the description for anybody who's got one of these and, you know, you're struggling to find parts or advice on what to do with certain things, as I am, because I've never had one of these before. A quick post on there, someone always replies really fast, and I think it's a bit of a international group, so there's always someone online sort of thing. Yeah, just really helpful people. So yeah, I'll put a link to them in the description. If there's anything else you want me to do in more detail or that you want to know about the truck, just put it in the comments, ask me, and I'll try and get back to you or try and make the videos more interesting or whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching.